The coffee's cold on your side of the bed, and I'm still repeating the last thing you said. I haven't moved the shoes by the door, like I'm waiting for footsteps that don't come no more. The air in this room feels heavy and still. I try to forget, but I know I never will. I reach for your hand when I'm half asleep, but I'm grasping at shadows in a silence so deep. The scent of your perfume is fading away like a sunset that's losing its fight with the gray. Now I'm just living with traces of a ghost in the hallway where I used to hold you the most. I see your reflection in the window pane, then it dissolves like the salt in the rain. You're everywhere and you're nowhere at all, just a flicker of light on a crumbling wall. I'm haunting the house that we used to call home, wrapped in the traces of a ghost, all alone. I saw a movie that you would have loved. I told the empty seat what I was thinking of. Then the silence hit me, a deafening sound of a heart that is lost and doesn't want to be found. I'm a portrait of used to be, framed in regret, trying to learn how to live and forget. Do you feel me reaching through the dark, or did you take every flame, leaving only a spark? I'm talking to walls, I'm screaming your name, but the echoes all tell me that nothing's the same. You didn't just leave, you became the debris of the person I was when you still loved me. The closet is half empty, but it's never felt so full of the space you used to occupy and the gravity you pull. I'm mapping out the floorboards where you used to dance alone, counting every square of tile in this house that's just a bone. The kitchen table's wide and now the chair across is cold. A story with a missing page that never will be told. I'm a doctor of the silence, studying the void, looking for the pieces of the piece that we destroyed. I'm tracing every outline, I'm measuring the air, trying to find the science in the fact you isn't there. This is the anatomy of upon the pillowcase you left, a single thread of evidence in this trial of the bereft. The biology of longing is a fever in my blood, a garden that was blooming, now it's buried in the mud. Your name is like a toxin that I'm learning to endure, a sickness in my spirit that doesn't have a cure. If I cut myself open, would I bleed out your name? Or is my nervous system just a map of all this shame? There's a hole in the center, a gap in the design. The architecture's failing since your heart left mine. We built a castle in the clouds, or so it seemed, with windows made of promises and light we'd never seen. But the seasons turned to winter and the mortar started peeling. Now I'm staring at the rafters of a disappearing ceiling. The garden's overgrown with all the things we didn't say, and the color of our future has faded into gray. I'm walking through the ruins of the plans we used to make, tripping over fragments of the vows we had to break. It's a structure made of maybe and a foundation built on if. Now I'm standing on the edge of a memory heavy cliff, and all that's left is the skeleton of a dream, the rattling of the could have beens and the silence in between. The ribs are bare and hollow, the heart has ceased to beat. Just a pile of whitewashed wishes lying broken at my feet. I'm trying to put the skin back on a life that's long since gone, but it's just the skeleton of a dream I'm still hanging on. Now the ink is blurred by teardrops and the paper's thin and torn. Like the hope we held so tightly on the day that we were born. I'm a caretaker of shadows, guarding empty open space, looking for a miracle in a cold and hollow place. To the bone, still remember the warmth of the sun. Or do they just a lonely partner in a dead man's dance? Break it down, tear it out, let the dust just blow away. But the frame is still standing, refusing to decay. I'm scrolling through the gallery, 4K and crystal clear. I can see the tiny gold flecks in your eyes from here. The resolution's perfect, every freckle, every line. It's a cruel kind of magic, pretending you're still mine. But the edges of the image are starting to feel thin, like a movie that is ending before the credits begin. The pixels are all screaming in a million shades of blue. I've got 1,000 gigabytes of a life I spent with you. But the more I try to zoom in, the more I lose the soul of the person in the picture who used to make me whole. And I'm fading in the high def, blurring in the light, a vivid lonely ghost in the middle of the night. You're rendered in perfection while I'm washing out to gray, a cinematic masterpiece that's drifting far away. The colors are so bright, they almost make me blind. But I'm just a glitch in the heart that you left behind. Yeah, I'm fading in the high def, losing all the lines. How your voice sounded low and out of tune. Now it's just a digital file I play throughout the room. I can pause the exact second that you started to let go. I can rewind to the moment before the final note. But there's no button for the feeling of your skin against my own. Just a cold glass screen and a silent, heavy phone. Is this all a sequence of ones and zeros, the tragic slow motion of fallen broken heroes. I'm turning up the contrast, I'm sharpening the pain, but no amount of editing can wash away the stain of the way you looked at me before the signal died, and left me in the static with nowhere left to hide. I'm fading in the hide. Standing on the corner where we used to catch the buzz, watching all the taillights blur like the memory of us. The sky is leaking charcoal, a heavy shade of lead, and I'm rehearsing all the apologies I never should have said. I reach into my pocket for a little bit of light, but the world is determined to stay frozen and tight. I strike the match, but the sulfur just sighs, a tiny spark that flickers out and dies. The paper's getting heavy, the tobacco's turning cold, just like the tired promises that we both oversold. And it's just like us, like cigarettes in the rain, trying to find a fire in the middle of the pain. A little bit of smoke, a whole lot of gray, watching every dream just wash itself away. You can't keep a cherry burning when the clouds begin to cry. We're just soggy filters under a hollowed out sky. Yeah, we're just cigarettes in the rain. I remember how you tasted, like menthol and regret, a habit I was warned about, but haven't broken yet. Now I'm leaning against the brickwork, soaked down to the bone. The loneliest addiction is the one you face alone. The street is a mirror reflecting back the ghost of the version of myself that you used to love the most. I could go inside, I could find a drier place, but I'm addicted to the way the water stings my face. Because if I dry off, then the feeling might go numb, and I'm terrified of silence and the person I've become. Without the smoke, without the sting, without the mess, I'm just an empty box of nothing, I guess. It started with a sentence that you didn't quite complete. A framed bit of fabric where the two of us would meet. I pulled upon the loose end just to see how far it went, not knowing it was everything, the years that we had spent. Now there's a pile of wool and cotton lying on the floor, and I don't recognize the person walking out the door. One stitch at a time, the patterns start to fade. The colors of the promises and the plans that we had made. I'm holding on to nothing but a handful of the blue that used to be the sweater that I wore when I loved you. Oh, it's the art of unraveling, the science of the fall. Watching how a masterpiece turns into nothing at all. First the sleeves, then the shoulders, then the heart begins to go. A slow motion disaster that only we could know. I'm standing in the center of a mess I can't undo, perfecting the art of unraveling from you. The kitchen feels like a museum of a life we used to share. I'm sketching out the outlines of the ghost that's sitting there. If I could just respin the yarn and wind it on the spool, maybe I could fix the parts where I was just a fool. But the thread is far too tangled and the needle's far too thin, and there isn't any warmth left in the skin I'm living in. Is there beauty in the wreckage? Is there grace in being torn? Or is this just the naked truth of why we are so worn? I'm stripped down to the skeletal, I'm shivering and bare, looking for a single knot that's still surviving in. The bedroom is a vacuum since you packed your bags and left. Every corner of this apartment is a witness to the theft of the air I used to swallow without a second thought. Now I'm paying for the lessons that you're leaving finally taught. I'm counting every inhale like it's gold inside a vault, and every shaky exhale feels like it's all my fault. The windows are all bolted with a taint that's running dry. And the price of every heartbeat is a debt I can't deny. Yeah, oxygen is expensive since you said goodbye. I saw your ghost in the grocery store, buying lemons and some wine. And for a split-second moment, I forgot you weren't mine. My lungs expanded wide and full, a sudden frantic rush, before the reality hit me with a cold and heavy crush. Now I'm back to shallow sips, back to rationing the light, fighting off the shadows in the middle of the night. If love is like the atmosphere, then I am out of bounds, floating in the stratosphere where there are no human sounds. I'm reaching for a canister, I'm searching for a vent, but I've spent every lungful on the words that were never meant. Burn the bridge, kill the lights, let the pressure start to rise. I'm learning how to survive on the smoke behind your eyes. I still have your number saved under home, though I know it's just a house where I wander alone. I dial it in the dark when the silence gets too loud, hoping for a signal through this heavy hanging cloud. But the ringing never starts, it just skips a beat instead. Like the ghosts of all the I love yous we eventually left dead. I press the phone against my ear until it starts to ache, waiting for a single word, for just a little break. In the wall of white noise that's built up between our hearts, the distance isn't miles, it's where the static starts. It's just static on the line, humming in the dark. The frequency is broken, and I've lost the final spark. I'm listening for your breathing, for the way you say my name, but all I get is friction and the sound of pouring rain. We're two different stations on a radio that's crashed, just a beautiful connection that we let become trash. Yeah, it's just static on the line tonight. I remember when your voice was the only thing I heard, for the comfort of a single syllable word. I find myself mid-sentence talking to the air, describing how the day went like you're actually there. But the hiss of the receiver is the only thing that talks, while I'm tracing out the patterns of our old sidewalk chalk. Is there a message in the hum, a secret in the blur? Are you on the other end, as lonely as you were? Or is this just the sound of a heart that's out of range? The frequency of never and the resonance of strange. I'm screaming through the wires, I'm begging for a sign, but the world is disconnected and the fault is likely mine. The sun is setting in a shade I've never seen, a dirty sort of purple where the gold should have been. It's the color of the silence after you slam the door, a deepening violet pooling on the kitchen floor. I'm watching the daylight surrender to the dark, while I'm looking for the embers of a long dead spark. The clouds are swollen heavy with the weight of the rain, like they're carrying the burden of every single in vain. The twilight is a mirror of the ache inside my chest, a world that's tired of trying and just wants to rest. And there are bruises on the horizon, weeping in the sky, the visual reminder of our last long goodbye. The day is black and blue, just like the heart you left behind, a landscape of the damage that we couldn't undesign. Every sunset is a trauma, every evening is a scar, looking at the bruises on the horizon, wondering where you are. I remember when the evening was a promise we would keep, before the secrets got too heavy and the ocean got too deep. Now the dusk is just a deadline for the loneliness to start, a slow bleeding shadow creeping round my heart. The birds have all gone quiet, they've seen the coming storm. I'm shivering a sweater that used to keep us warm. If I could reach out and touch the edge of the world, would I feel the jagged places where our love uncurled? Is the sky just a canvas for the pain we couldn't hide, a panoramic view of stopped rising 20 minutes ago. Just like the fire that we used to know. I'm sitting at the table where we mapped out our lives, chasing the edge of the silver and the night. There's a ring on the wood from the mug that you left, a circular witness to a quiet kind of theft. I take a sip and it tastes like the end, like a winter morning that won't quite bend. It's bitter and dark and it coats my tongue, like the heavy songs that we never got sung. And I'm drowning in this cold coffee solitude, a caffeinated ghost in a desperate mood. The sugar didn't help and the cream turned sour. I've been staring at the bottom for over an hour. It's the flavor of never and the texture of calm. In the quietest war that's ever been drawn, just me and the dregs of a cold coffee solitude. Car start up down the street. I wonder if they're waking to a heart that's still complete. I'm looking at the ground, at the base of the park, like a fortune teller showing me all that I'm not. I used to need the caffeine just to keep up with your spark. Now I only need the silence to navigate the dark. If I put it down the sink, would the memory go too? Or would the pipes just hum with the echo of you? I'm holding the porcelain like a lifeline or rope, but there's no heat left in the bottom of hope. The pot is empty, but the room is still full of the vacuum you left and the gravity you pull. I'm sitting in the hallway where we used to paint our plans, with colors made of promises and steady trust in hands. But the ink is running runny and the plaster's getting thin. I can hear the winter whispering through the skin I'm living in. We built the sanctuary out of sketches and of ink. Now the edges are all curling and I'm starting not to think. I lean my head against the partition of us, and it gives way like ash, it dissolves into dust. There's no wood, there's no stone, there's no iron to hold, just a all coming down tonight. I saw a photo of us pinned against the crumbling white. We looked so indestructible in that summer morning light. But the pin is rusted through and the image hit the floor, and I can't find the handle to the cardboard of the door. The rain is soaking through the roof, turning truth to pulp. I'm trying to keep my head up with every frantic gulp. Was it always this flimsy? Was it always this light? Did we build a cathedral out of maybe and might? I'm screaming at the ceiling, but the sound just gets absorbed by the weight of the water and the way that we were warped. If I rip it all down, will I finally be free, or will I just be naked in the wreck of you and me? I'm turning the dial through the static and white noise, searching for echoes of a familiar voice. But the airwaves are heavy and the signal is thin, just a ghost of a story of where we have been. I'm sending out pulses, a rhythmic I'm here, but the silence is the only thing staying near. Is there anyone listening on the side of the moon? Or am I just humming a dead end tune? Now I'm drifting away on the loneliest frequency, broadcasted deep from the heart of the vacancy. I'm a satellite spinning out of your view, sending signals of love that never reach you. Just a lo-fi heartbeat in a high-def world, watching the banners of us get unfurled, and lost in the dark where the stars used to be, on the loneliest frequency. I remember the nights when our wavelengths would match, a frequency bridge that no shadow could scratch. But you changed your station, you drifted off course. Now I'm left with the hum and the hollow remorse. I'm shouting your name through the cold, empty space, but there's no interference The sunlight's creeping cold across the floor, tracing shadows where you aren't anymore. I reach out sideways, halfway in a dream, but the sheets are flat and quiet at the seam. The kettle's whistling to an empty room, just a lonely rhythm in the morning gloom. I used to hear you breathing like a prayer. Now there's nothing but the ghost of you in the air. And oh, it's the hardest part of the day, when the dreams of us start to slip away. No good morning kiss, no coffee for two, just a hollow house that's missing you. I'm screaming a sigh, but there's no one to hear, just the sound of the clock and a salt water tear. God, it's violent how quiet it can be, waking up to silence. Your toothbrush is a relic on the shelf. I'm learning how to talk just to myself. The radio is off, the curtains are drawn. I'm a stranger to the beauty of the dawn. Every floorboard creak sounds like your step, a promise that the universe never kept. They say the noise will come back in time, that I'll find a new mountain to climb. But right now the stillness is a heavy weight, and I'm just an echo arriving too late. I watch the sunlight dance on the floor, the empty space by the bedroom door, where your boots used to scuff and your keys used to land. Now there's only the grit and the grain of the sand. And I haven't swept since the day that you left, like cleaning the house would be final and theft of the last little pieces of you I can keep in the corners of rooms where the memories sleep. Every silver lining has turned into gray, and I'm watching the earth slowly wither away. Now it's just dust in the doorframe, gray in the light, the remains of a fire that went out in the night. I'm breathing in shadows and exhaling pain, while the world outside carries on in the rain. You're a ghost in the hallway, a blur in my sight, just dust in the door frame catching the light. And I can't bring myself to wipe it away. If I open the windows, will you blow away? Or will you just linger in the middle of May? I'm holding my breath so I don't stir the air. 'Cause if the dust disappears, then you were never I'm waking up in the same old skin, but I don't know where to let the daylight in. The coffee's bitter and the house is cold, and every story we ever told is gathered like stones in the hem of my coat, a heavy secret at the back of my throat. I try to stand up, I try to move on, but the gravity's different now that you're gone. And I'm bending under the weight of yesterday, carrying the words that we didn't say. It's a mountain of maybe and a valley of if, and I'm hanging on tight to the edge of the cliff. Every memory's an anchor, every smile is a chain. I'm dragging my heart through the wind and the rain. It's a heavy price for a love that went gray, just the crushing weight of yesterday. I see a ghost in the grocery aisle, in the tilt of a head or a stranger's smile. I reach for my phone just to tell you the news. Before I remember, I'm the one that you choose to leave in the rear view, to drop on the track while I'm still here trying to carry it back. They say let it go, like it's easy to do, like I'm not still wearing the shadow of you. But the ghost of your touch is 100-pound lead, and I'm drowning in things that were better unsaid. I'm bending under the weight of yesterday, carrying the words that we didn't say. It's a mountain of maybe in a valley of if, and I'm hanging on tight to the edge of the cliff. Every memory's an anchor, every smile is a chain. I'm dragging my heart through the wind and the rain. It's a heavy price for a love that went gray, just the crushing weight of yesterday. I'm walking on glass in a crowded room, tracing the cracks in the afternoon. One sharp word or a sideways glance, and I'm losing my lead in this desperate dance. built up these walls with a paper thin glue, just trying to hide what I'm missing in you. Don't look too close, don't breathe too deep. I've got 1,000 secrets I'm trying to keep, 'cause I'm in a fragile state of mind, leaving the pieces of us behind. But the edges are jagged and the spirit is worn. I'm a delicate map that's already been torn. One little memory, one hollow sound, and I'm shattering softly all over the ground. Handle with care if you're being kind to this fragile state of mind. The ghost of your laughter is a heavy stone in a house that feels bigger when I'm all alone. I'm balancing fine on a razor's edge, like a porcelain cup on a window ledge. If I move too fast, if I speak your name, I'll go up in smoke like a dying flame. They say that the breaks make you stronger, they say, but I'm just a blur in the middle of May. 'Cause I'm in a fragile state of mind, leaving the pieces of us behind. But the edges are jagged and the spirit is worn. I'm a delicate map that's already been torn. One little memory, one hollow sound, and I'm shattering softly all over the ground. Handle with care if you're being kind to this fragile state of mind. I'm reaching out in the 3 a.m. haze to the side of the mattress where the moonlight stays. But the cotton is flat and the air is a chill, a heavy reminder that the world is still. I'm curled in a ball on the edge of the line, dividing your ghost from what's left of mine. The space you left is a canyon of blue, and I'm shivering here, just looking for you. It's the empty bed coldness, the winter inside, a desert of linen with nowhere to hide. I'm freezing in place where your warmth used to be. Now the sheets are an ocean and I'm lost at sea. No heartbeat to follow, no breath on my neck, just a hollowed out heart and a physical wreck. Oh God, it's so lonesome, bitter old view, waking up to the empty bed coldness of you. choices that we both made, but the scent of your cedar is starting to fade into the shadows that the silence has made. I try to stay on my side, I try not to stray, but the vacuum of missing you pulls me away. I'd trade all the blankets in the fire in the grave for 1 minute of us before it's too late. But the temperature's dropping, the ice isn't deep, and there's no one to wake me from this frozen sleep. I'm standing where the shoreline used to be, but the tide came in and swallowed the key to the house we built on the shifting sand. Now I'm miles away from the solid land. The memories are heavy, like lead in my shoes, and I'm losing the rhythm. I'm terrified to lose. The horizon is blurring, the sky's turning ink, and I'm counting the seconds before I start to sing. I'm treading deep water, just trying to breathe, while the ghost of your ghost won't let me leave. It's so cool from below, a cold dark blue of everything I'm still attached to in you. My arms are so tired, my heart's skipping beats in this ocean of sorry and empty retreats. I'm gasping for air in a world meant for two, treading deep water and looking for you. The salt is in my eyes and the starlight is dim. I'm forgetting the way that we used to swim, back when the surface was glassy and bright, before you slipped into the shadows of night. Now every wave is a wire light starts to fail, watching the ghosts of our words turn pale. I said don't go, and you said I must. Now the house is a temple of ashes and dust. I try to hum a song to fill up the room, but it feels like a choir in a beautiful tune. I'm chasing a shadow that's already gone, caught in the static between dusk and dawn. And I'm living in the echoes of a goodbye, ringing like thunder in a cloudless sky. It's the slam of the door, it's the turn of the key, replaying forever in the center of me. I'm calling your name just to hear it come back, a hollowed out sound on a broken down track. Every I love you was a beautiful lie, lost in the echoes of a goodbye. Coffee is cold and the curtains are torn. I'm a stranger to the person that I was this morning. I hear your laughter in the creak of the floor, but it's just the wind knocking at an unlocked door. I'm a prisoner of sound, I'm a victim of tone, listening to the frequency of being alone. If I scream loud enough, will the silence break? Or is this just the price of a heart-sized mistake? I'm drowning in syllables, I'm sinking in waves, trying to bargain with the finished fate. I'm staring at the hands that refuse to move, stuck in the ghost of a rhythmic groove. At 4:15, the world just stopped, the glass is cracked and the seconds drop. I keep the batteries in a kitchen drawer, 'cause I can't face the after anymore. If the pendulum swings, then you're really gone, and I'm not ready for a brand new dawn. So I'm practicing my broken clock therapy, living in a moment that's killing me, where you're still laughing and the tea is hot, and I'm still the person that you haven't forgot. I've frozen the sun and I've murdered the chime to keep us protected from the thieving of time. It's a hollow comfort, a lonely decree in my broken clock therapy. settle like a velvet shroud. All the silence outside is getting too loud. I see your coat hanging by the door, a shadow of a life I don't live anymore. But if I don't wind it, then you haven't left. I'm a king in a kingdom of beautiful theft. They say time heals, but time is the blade that cuts through the promises that we both made. I'd rather stay frozen, I'd rather stay numb than hear the tomorrow that's starting to hum. Practicing my broken clock therapy, living in a moment that's killing me, where you're still laughing and the tea is hot, and I'm still the person that you haven't forgot. I've frozen the sun